A hush settles across the unseen spaces of your mind as you hear the rumor. Jesus could see with an eye no one else noticed. Imagine that single, radiant aperture blooming inside the skull, an ancient lens able to decode the universe like a scroll of living light. What would your life feel like if such perception switched on tonight? Would sorrow evaporate, or would reality itself widen into colors unnamed? Tonight we sift forgotten verses, regression memories and esoteric whispers to test whether the Nazarene's real invitation was not merely to follow him, but to see as he saw. Long before telescopes and MRI machines, sages spoke of an inner eye, called Ajna in India, the eye of Horus in Kemet, the heavenly aperture in Taoist scrolls. They mapped it to the pineal gland, a pea-sized crystal throne in the brain's deep chamber. Modern science notes its melatonin rhythms, yet mystics swear it is a stargate, able to sample cosmic bandwidth beyond 5 senses. Could Jesus have mastered this gland, tuning it like a lyre until divine harmonics flooded his awareness? The Gospel's cryptic line echoes, "If your eye is clear, your whole body will be full of light." What if that eye was literal and latent within you? Dolores Cannon interviewed a woman who, under hypnosis, remembered carrying water jugs along dusty Judean paths. She described meeting Yeshua near a hillside cave at dusk. He placed 2 fingers between her brows, whispered an Aramaic word that felt like thunder, and suddenly the sunset split open, revealing layers of shimmering geometry behind the sky. She swore that vision never faded, guiding her every choice until old age. Cannon's transcripts, quiet yet vivid, suggest the third eye was not myth but method, one Jesus demonstrated to ordinary villagers, leaving them forever changed. Neuroendocrinologists confirm the pineal contains calcite microcrystals, piezoelectric structures that react to electromagnetic fields. When certain frequencies bathe the brain, those crystals vibrate, converting subtle energy into bioelectric signals. Could disciplined prayer, rhythmic breath, or resonant chanting generate the precise field that wakes the gland? Early Christians practiced hesychasm, synchronized heartbeats and inhalations while repeating Kyrie eleison. Perhaps they were not merely praying, they were tuning an instrument. If so, Jesus' miracles may represent what happens when that instrument plays its fullest chord. Pause and feel a subtle pulse behind your forehead. What if that faint rhythm is the doorway between the finite and the infinite? Before we continue, tap the subscribe button so you never miss these hidden chapters of cosmic history. And ask yourself, what question would you pose to Jesus if your third eye opened tonight? Hold that question. We'll return to it. Archaeologists in Edfu once uncovered a mural showing priests aiming rods of electrum at a pharaoh's brow. Hieroglyphs translate to "awakening the inner sun." Legend claims the ritual allowed the ruler to perceive enemies' plots before they formed. Though historians debate it, the echo with third eye lore is striking. Metallic resonance, focused, intention, and sudden strategic clarity. Perhaps ancient Egypt and 1st century Galilee shared a common code for ocular awakening. When Jesus turned water into wine, scholars see hospitality. Esotericists see alchemy, transforming bass vibration into refined frequency. Calming the storm, mastery over collective emotional turbulence. Healing the blind, symbolic of gifting. Inner sight. Each act is a parable in motion, urging disciples to rise from spectators to co-creators. "You will do greater works than these," he promises. The statement makes little sense unless latent faculties, like the third eye, await activation. In John 10:34, Jesus quotes Psalm 82, "I said, you are gods." Traditional theologians wrestle with the line. Mystics embrace it. If each person houses a divine spark, then awakening the third eye might be the ignition key. Recognizing that spark dissolves hierarchy, placing every soul on the path toward the same luminous summit. In a Syrian desert monastery, a 4th century monk named Maron polished a bronze mirror daily. Pilgrims mocked his vanity until he explained, "I am polishing the mirror of my mind." One evening he gazed so deeply that witnesses saw a violet flame rise from his forehead. They recorded that Maron spoke languages he'd never learned. For 3 days, could focused self-reflection polish our own inner lens? How, then, might a modern seeker begin? Start with darkroom meditation. 20 minutes nightly in pitch black, allowing melatonin to surge. Add coherent breathing. Inhale 4 counts, exhale 6, to generate subtle negative pressure around the pineal, encouraging cerebral spinal fluid to bathe the gland. Combine with heart-centered gratitude. Electromagnetic imaging shows the heart's field can entrain brain rhythms, harmonizing the whole inner orchestra. Simple, free, yet profound. Although mainstream doctrine resists the idea, early sects like the Nazarenes and Ebionites hinted at soul migration. If Dolores Cannon's regression subjects truly walked with Jesus, reincarnation becomes less heresy and more hidden syllabus. Repeated lifetimes would provide the classroom hours required to master inner vision. In 1945, near Nag Hammadi, a clay jar yielded papyri. One torn fragment, rarely cited, records Jesus tracing a single eye in the sand, telling Thomas, "Blessed is the watcher who sees with the watcher." Authenticity debated, but the metaphor endures. Sight observing itself, consciousness recognizing consciousness. Every mystic agrees. The third eye is useless without the heart's calibration. Love is the carrier wave. Intuition rides upon it. Jesus' relentless emphasis on forgiveness isn't moralism, it's physics. Resentment lowers amplitude. Static drowns the signal. Release and the channel clears. Pause again. Whom must you forgive to lighten your bandwidth? Share a single word, forgiveness, clarity, courage, in the comments to anchor your intention. And if this exploration sparks insight, consider tapping the super thanks below. Your support funds deeper dives into hidden wisdom. A modern engineer dreamt of entering a library where every book was blank until he opened it, then letters formed in living light. A robed figure bearing a faint stigmata told him, "The shelves are inside you." On waking, the engineer began meditating, later inventing a breakthrough renewable energy device he claimed was dictated from within. Third eye awakening is not escapism, it's enhanced presence. Traffic lights still turn red, bills still arrive, yet perception widens. Synchronicities cluster, compassion flows without effort. Jesus called this state the kingdom within. It may simply be reality viewed through an unclouded lens. A Renaissance lensmaker ground glass for early telescopes. Diaries reveal he also crafted a tiny quartz sphere worn on a cord, claiming it focused the soul's light. Patrons reported vivid dreams and sudden problem-solving clarity. Perhaps technology and spirituality once walked hand in hand, and can again. So here is the dare. Polish your inner lens. Sit with silence, breathe with rhythm, love with abandon, and let that hidden eye blink open. Remember Jesus' challenge. You will do greater works, greater kindness, greater creativity, greater vision. Share your first experiment in the comments. Thank you for watching. Join our community by subscribing, liking, and ringing the bell. Share this video with a seeker you love. Until next time, keep your gaze clear and your heart bright, because the world needs your awakened sight.